The Cincinnati Reds are dangerously close to turning this season into a disaster. And the scary part, I'm not sure that this is just a slump anymore. Injuries are piling up, the offense disappears for innings at a time, and now fans are starting to ask the question nobody wanted to ask in May. Is this going to be a long summer in Cincinnati? Meanwhile, the Bengals schedule release is coming tomorrow. And there's already a game released, and it is an overseas game. But is there going to be brutal stretches of the schedule? Maybe even a big opener for Joe Burrow and company. Tonight, we're predicting the schedule, debating the Reds' panic meter, and giving one Bengals schedule prediction that could make you furious. This is the Cincinnati Sports Podcast. And welcome back to the Cincinnati Sports Scene Podcast. This is episode 171. I am Dave, and that gentleman right there is my son, Sam. Got a good show for you tonight. So, before we start, though, I do want you out there in listening land to leave us a comment. Are the Reds actually bad, or are they just injured? Put one word, just one word in the comments right now, and we'll get to those as we producing the show. We are live on YouTube. It is a Wednesday, 5/13, in the 5/13, so May 13th here in Cincinnati, and it's a great day for everybody. But we're going to talk Reds baseball, and right now, the panic meter, it's going back and forth. So Sam, give me from 1 to 10 your current level of panic.
It's about a 7, I would say. They can't hit worth anything. They got 4 just absolute nobodies, just guys that can't do anything, just automatic outs in the lineup pretty much every day. 3 starters are now on the IL. I guess Lodolo came back, but then Williamson, Louder, and Green are still there. And what's his name down in AAA, who they were going to call up, they just put on the IL.
Chase Petty.
Yeah. So, they went out and signed Chris Paddock, who less than 2 weeks into the season was already DFA'd. So that tells you where he's at in his career. So that's how desperate we are for somebody that can make a couple starts. Probably end up being more than a couple starts. It's starting pitching was supposed to be a strength of ours coming into the year, and it's past 2 weeks, that losing streak, and even since then, starting pitching has not been very good. Pitching in general just hasn't been very good.
Pitching in general has not been good, yeah. And that's why, I'm probably sitting at a 7.5, 8 right now, just because, this guy who they brought up, right? I think he pitches Saturday. I think he's going to pitch Saturday. Yeah, he's going to pitch Saturday against Cleveland. He's 0-5 with a 7.63.
Yeah.
7.63. We're bargain basement hunting again.
Well, you kind of have to in this situation.
Yeah,
you don't have anybody in your system that you can call up when you put Petty on the IL. You're not going to make a trade for, because think about it, he's already been DFA'd. They're not paying him anything. So if he sucks, they'll DFA him and they'll go find somebody else. The next guy that was DFA'd.
You know who's still out there?
Trevor
Bauer.
He can stay out there. He hasn't pitched in the big leagues in 4 years.
Well, I bet you he can throw a little bit better than 7.63. I don't know, but we don't want to be all doom and gloom. But what's one reason for hope here with the Reds? I think you touched on it a little bit, but can the pitching be this bad all the time, or?
It can't. Chase Burns has looked like an ace. Abbott's pitched a little bit better his past couple starts. Singer is what Singer is. He's not going to really be any better. He's not going to be any worse. But, you got the Lodolo just came back. Green's going to be coming back in a month or so, maybe a little bit more. I haven't seen how long they're anticipating Louder to be out, but maybe it's just a short stint. And he's not going to miss an extended period of time. So, nobody's out for the season. So there's reason to still be optimistic pitching staff-wise.
Yeah. My thing is, I think it's about the hitting. I don't think we're going to be this awful. Once the weather warms up, I think we'll be a little bit better. Ellie's hitting. Sal has to make that adjustment, right? I mean, there's tape out there on him, batting 242. I'd like to see that creep back up to that 270, 280. We knew he wasn't going to hit like he did the first week of the season all year long. It would be nice if, he's not driving the ball to right center like he did at the beginning of the year. So I don't know if he needs to make that adjustment, let it get deeper, or if the pitchers are just doing some things to make him chase a little more. But one major concern that you have for this team moving forward
is second base, third base, center field. I mean, I don't think any of them are hitting over 200. I mean, yeah, Hayes and McClain play great defense, but I don't know. When you got Edwin Arroyo down in AAA, just smashing the cover off the ball, I don't know how you don't give him a look when you got those two guys hitting 200 and $140 or whatever Hayes is hitting.
Well, yeah, I agree.
And Hayes isn't going anywhere because of all the money they owe him.
Unless they can find somebody.
Nobody's going to trade for him. Nobody's going to trade for him.
No, they're
if he can't hit in GABP, he can't hit anywhere.
Right.
Nobody's going to trade for him.
Well, my concern, and this has been what I said at the very beginning of the season when we did our preseason prediction. I wasn't 100% sold on Pagan as the closer. If he could repeat, just the bullpen in general. We had a lot of new guys coming in, a couple of injuries coming out of spring training from our bullpen. I didn't know how it was going to pan out. They proved me wrong in April, but May here, Pagan's on the IL with a hammy. Who knows how long that's going to be? I mean, he tried to fight through it. His velocity was down 3-4 miles an hour off his fastball. Wasn't getting the break on that slider of his, and then he pops it in Chicago on a cold, miserable night in Chicago. Well, I wouldn't say he popped it, but he re-aggravated it, pulled it. Who knows how that's going to be? Tony Santion, his last 5 games or 6 games, giving up 5 home runs.
Yeah,
in 6 innings, that's not good. I mean, not good for somebody who's supposed to be your number 8 guy and might even moved into the 9, the closer spot. You can't do that. I'm concerned about the bullpen. I mean, that's what I'm concerned about right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. The bullpen's not been great. Hopefully it's just a rough 2-week stretch for them and they'll bounce back. I mean, where's the offense? This has been all year. It's not really just a recent development.
That is true. All right, we're going to do a little real or fake. I'm going to read a question, and you're going to tell me, is this real or is this something fake? And I think based on your last answer, I know where you're going here. The offense will recover. Real or fake?
That's fake.
See, I think it's real. I think we're going to recover. I do. I think there's going to be a little spurt.
Sal will bounce back and, get up to that 270, 280, like you said. And I think Ellie will continue to hit. But I don't see the guys that have sucked to not suck. I mean, McClain, he sucked last year. He was hurt all of 2024. I mean, we saw 90 good games from him. I mean, essentially 3 years now of nothing from him.
Right.
I mean, Ke'Bryan Hayes has never hit. Friedel hasn't hit the last 2 years, and Friedel looks slower than dirt. And he's dropping balls in the outfield.
Well, Benson's in the leadoff spot tonight. Finally, Francona moved him out, but he's still playing, and this is Will Benson's chance right now, right?
Yeah.
But we'll talk a little more about that later in our next segment. The pitching injuries are becoming catastrophic. Is that real or fake?
That's real.
I agree.
I mean, they can't afford anymore until they start getting guys back. I mean, they just can't. I mean, they're missing 3 guys.
And Louder could be on depending on, I guess, that line drive off his foot and how he responds to a bullpen session. We'll see. So can this team still win the division?
They can. It's still early enough.
Okay. So that's real.
I'm not as optimistic that they're going to, but yeah,
they can. It's real. Okay. All right. So let's dive into some things a little bit deeper, and let's talk about the Reds versus the National League Central. Right. If they're going to win the division, this is where they have to make their play. they're what are they, 1-9 against the division? Is that right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, 1-9. Now, granted, they've only played the Cubs for 4 and the Pirates for 5, and they're 1-9. They only beat the Pirates once. They had opportunities to win all the games in Chicago, and they lost them all.
Yeah.
After the 8th inning, and they haven't played Milwaukee yet, who they haven't been able to beat.
Kicks our butt. Yeah.
And St. Louis looks improved. So yeah,
I mean the NL Central's a gauntlet. I mean everybody's still over 500, and then you flip it around and look at the AL Central, and they don't have one team over 500.
Right.
We're like, come on.
Yep, that's the way it usually goes, right? I mean,
that's our luck this year. So I mean, granted, if everybody's over 500, it means they're going to be bunched up, and when you play somebody, it's going to mean something. So you have to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go 1-9 and then end up the season 7-20 against the division. That's right. You can't do that.
You can't do that, and you can't go on long losing streaks. I mean, I know the Cubs.
You can't lose 7 in a row.
Right. I know the Cubs lost 10 in a row to like early in the year, like in April,
something like that.
And I think they had maybe 2 losing streaks of 7 or more. Granted, they have a $200 million payroll or whatever it is, and they're starting to play a little bit better. And we've got to be able to play. I mean, it was a great April. Everybody around here, we were all getting ready to send our checks in for playoff tickets, but May rolled around and we rolled over. Let's talk injuries. Any updates on the injuries? I know Hunter Green, he was beginning throwing, not off the mound, just off the ground. We'll see how that progresses. Hopefully he can get back earlier, but I don't think he will, just because.
I mean, knowing him though,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just because of past precedent, he wants to be sure he can throw 100%, which yeah, I don't blame him. But yeah, then you get your injuries to Louder. Hopefully that's only the 15 minimum.
Yep.
Suarez, I don't know. I mean, those oblique injuries.
He should be coming back.
He should be, but yeah, I don't know about that. Let's see, who else? I mean, turned on the game.
They moved Williamson to the 60 a couple days ago.
Williamson to the 60. Chase Petty, that we mentioned earlier, is on the 15. Louder.
Pagan's on the 15, I believe.
Yeah, Pagan. Yeah.
And outside of Suarez, the position players have been healthy, although some of them could use one of these phantom 10-day stints if I had anything to do with it.
I turned on the game Sunday, I guess it was, just for a little bit. Blake Dunn's in the lineup. I'm like, when the heck did he get called up?
When did they call him up?
Oh, now, I mean, I know JJ got called up, and he had a nice little run. Now he's fallen off a little bit, but I'm just looking at these. And I'm like, what? I'm sorry. Why Blake Dunn? And to me, that sends a loud message about Marte, because he's hitting the cover off the ball in AAA as well. So I don't know if they're saying, yeah, you're staying down there this year. We might look to trade. You're not going to be our right fielder. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that they know, because in my opinion, there's no reason he shouldn't be getting some at-bats. I know he struggled to start the year, but, I mean, he was only up for 3 weeks before they sent him down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like his competition's keeping him down. So I don't know why he's not getting a chance either.
I think he made some mental mistakes in the field, and just some, I don't know, mental mistakes, everywhere else as well. But I don't know what's happening with him. And like I said, Arroyo's down there. If he comes up, you got to play him every day. You can't sit him on the bench. So where do you play Arroyo?
Second.
You put him at second?
Second or third. Or third.
Wow.
I mean, you can play him both. He's played both in AAA this year, as well as playing short. So, I mean, you can put it's not like he's a Gold Glover right now. So you don't have to worry about his glove not playing. And so there's no reason to see if his bat isn't going to play better than McClain or Hayes. There's no reason not to.
All right. Let's go to our hot take of the week. What's your hot take for the Reds this week?
You know what? I'll stay with Edwin Arroyo. My hot take is he gets called up within the next week.
Okay.
We'll stay on that route.
All right. Sounds good. I like it. My hot take of the week for the Reds is that they're going to, let's see the schedule. I think they're going to drift further and further behind the leaders in the Central.
They got the Nationals right now, and then Cleveland in the weekend.
And then Cleveland, Philly, St. Louis, Mets, and Atlanta. And Mets are
Mets are bad. Phillies aren't any good either. So.
No, but it's in Philly, so we'll see. Philly always has good pitching, and they got Schwarber.
Bad sports now. So
no, that is true. All right, we're moving on. The good news, though, is that Cincinnati still has one franchise that can save this summer. We're talking about the Bengals, and we're going to talk about the Bengals schedule predictions. When I wrote this for the show on Sunday, there was no leak of the Bengals playing a game overseas. And that was going to be one of our first debates is like, you think the Bengals are going to play a game overseas? Is it time for them to? And where? Well, the NFL answered that today. They are going to Madrid, playing the Atlanta Falcons week 9, November 8th. So I guess my question to you, is that a good game? Is that a bad game? And I don't know if that was a home or an away game for us.
It's an away game for us. It's a Falcons home game.
So that's good for us as far as revenue, because, if Mike Brown lost a game. Whew. So take on Spain.
I hate it. It's disgusting. I hate all the international games. There's no reason for us to play.
Well, the only reason is money. It's only money, because that's why you can grow the game globally.
Yeah, I hate to grow the game. It doesn't need to grow. It's big enough. Big enough. These guys are making $250 million at the quarterback position. They got enough. It's big enough. We don't need to involve Europeans in everything, for crying out loud. It's disgusting. Because just look at the inverse. The inverse would never happen. There will never be a regular season soccer game from a European league in the United States. Never. And every single sports league that we have is sending teams internationally to play games. Grow the game. No, one, they don't care. They don't care. It's a novelty. It's a circus act. When the circus comes to town, maybe you'll go, maybe you don't, but you don't follow it on a week-to-week basis. Like that's all football, basketball, baseball. That's all that stuff is over there. It's the Cirque du Soleil. Like nobody actually cares. And so I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And they're doing more and more games. They're setting the table. In 10 years, there's going to be a Super Bowl over there, and it's going to be disgusting. And Roger Goodell should be shit if he does it.
There's what do you want to call it? I mean, the possibility of expanding the league.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, to international. And it's going to be sort of like, you got your American Football Conference, the NFL, and then you got your IFL, the International Football Leagues. They will play, and then the Super Bowl will be played based off of those two.
Yeah, it's gross.
25 years from now. You heard it here first.
Somebody needs to put a stop to it now before it gets out of control. And I'm serious. I mean, you saw the Europeans. They were setting these teams' buildings on fire. I mean, it's gross. They're going to keep doing that to us if it's bad. I hate it. I hate it.
Yep. So I guess I'm going to ask the fans here, would you travel to Spain? Who's going? Leave it in the comments. Who's going to go to Spain in November? Not a bad destination in November, but...
No, I'm sure Madrid's lovely. I just don't want to watch a football game then. So
at 9:30 in the morning, our time, 3:30 Madrid's time. All right, let's take a look at a dream versus the nightmare schedule. Best case scenario for the opener. Who and where?
Well, best case would just be at home. I'm trying to think. I don't know who we're playing off the top of my head. I would just say a home non-divisional game. I hate playing a divisional opponent week 1. I absolutely hate it.
I think yes, I don't like playing a divisional opponent week 1, but it's probably guaranteed we're going to play a divisional opponent week 1, just because if you look at the schedule release, Dallas opens up with the Giants on Sunday Night Football. All right, so that gives you the prelude of there it is. And then Monday night is the Chiefs Broncos.
Yeah.
So that tells me that it's going to be week 1, week 17, all interdivision games. So with that, I think the best case scenario might need to be a home game, obviously. The Reds are out of town, so that makes logistics good. Yeah. I mean, I think the Browns because, new coach. Or right. I mean, really, could be the Ravens, too.
Or Steelers. No, the Steelers. I'd rather play the Steelers over the Ravens.
I would too, but the Ravens have new coach.
Yeah,
there's
Ravens still have players that I respect,
but they lost their OC, right? The OC.
I know. I don't care about all of that.
Well, it does
look
make
at the Steelers, and they don't even know who the quarterback is yet.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I'd much rather go down that route of a new quarterback who's probably going to suck, or it's Aaron Rodgers who's definitely going to suck, and a new coach.
Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy are not going to get along. I mean, they didn't get along in Green Bay. So, and we all know Aaron Rodgers can hold a grudge. So, if he comes to camp and McCarthy's there, the first thing that McCarthy does that Aaron doesn't like, it'll be get your popcorn ready, as T.O. said. Worst case opener then?
I would say on the road at Baltimore.
I would say on the road at Baltimore, night game. but
we already know it won't be a night game.
It won't be, so that's not the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario may be the Thursday night opener at Seattle, but I don't think we play Seattle this year, so I don't even know. I mean, that's the thing I got to figure out.
Well, Seattle's playing Friday. They're playing San Francisco
as an opener.
Yeah, so I don't know.
No.
Yeah, they're not playing the opener. No.
Are you
they're
sure?
Playing Friday. Yeah. Somebody else is playing on Thursday.
No, because I just got
that.
Week 10 is San Francisco and the Rams in Australia.
Oh, Week 10 is?
September 10th. Week 1, San Francisco and the Rams.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Seattle.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So then, Seattle would be Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know who we're not playing Seattle. I know that. But so yeah, I would probably say Baltimore. Let me pull up my Bengals. Where are we at here? It could be Baltimore, or do we have Detroit this year?
I don't know. I don't remember what divisions we're playing this year.
Yeah. So away games, it looks like Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Texans, Colts, Dolphins, Panthers, Commanders. So out of that,
I think it's the Ravens.
It would have to be the Ravens. Yeah, it would have to be the Ravens opening day. Yeah. Home. We got the Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Jaguars, Chiefs, Titans, Buccaneers, and Saints. Okay. So the brutal stretch. What do you think? Where do you think the toughest stretch? I mean, we've got the third easiest schedule based off of last year's records.
Right.
So where do you think our toughest stretch could come?
I could see Kansas City sandwiched in between two divisional games. So maybe, Pittsburgh, Kansas City at Baltimore, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a rough 3-game stretch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, especially if we go.
I think the Texans defense is really good. So I mean, if you had, if it plays out that 3 or 4 defenses are really good and they get thrown in the mix, like that could be a rough stretch.
Yeah, like Texans, Jaguars, Ravens, Chiefs. Chiefs later in the year when Patrick Mahomes will probably be back, right? I mean, best case scenario is you get the Chiefs week 1 and Patrick's not ready.
Yeah, it sounds like he's planning on being ready.
Well,
They're expecting him to be ready.
But, I mean, we saw how Burrow was when he was coming back with all these injuries.
Yeah, so it could be a little tentative.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he might not be so easy, to move around and dance and do the Patrick stuff. But don't know. All right, primetime predictions. How many of these games do you think Burrow and company will play under the lights?
I'll say 3. So a Thursday. I'll give them a Thursday, a Sunday, and a Monday.
Okay. Definitely. I think the Chiefs game will be, especially if it's later in the year, I think the Chiefs game will be a night game. Yeah. So yeah, I think 3 is good. Okay. So now we're going to move on. I'm going to predict if the Bengals play on Thanksgiving, who do they play?
I don't think they will. They played on Thanksgiving last year. They're not going to get 2 in a row. So I'm going to say that they don't.
I'll say if they played on Thanksgiving, that's because they, the NFL may just, do that to the Bengals, because they went to Baltimore 4 straight times, playing under the lights, and it's usually a Thursday night game.
On Thursday, 3 straight years it's been Thursday night game in that Baltimore.
I would not be surprised if they get. I don't think they'll do. I could see the Chiefs, even though Chiefs played on. I think they played Dallas last year on Thanksgiving. I think, but that one could be a key, one for the Bengals there at home, Bengals Chiefs. Okay, so we both said about 3 Sunday night, Monday night appearances. The bye week we know is probably going to come after the Spain, so after week 9, so week 10 will probably be the bye, which would probably be good time for
it's a good bye time. Yeah.
Yep, and then December, January, the gauntlet. Don't know about that. I don't think it will be too bad unless, like you said earlier, if we have like the Ravens, Chiefs, and then either the Texans or the Jaguars, somebody like that. There. All right, so we're going to give one guaranteed schedule prediction now. So one of our locks. So where are you going? What is your lock for the Bengals schedule?
My lock, you know what? The NFL is going to do it to them again. They're going back to Baltimore on a Thursday night. I don't know what week. I don't know if it's going to be Thanksgiving or if it'll be, a September game this year. But they're going to put them back in Baltimore on Thursday night because they've heard us complain about it. So they're going to just keep sticking it to us.
This is probably going to be a lock. I mean, it should be a lock. I'm saying the Bengals open at home this year because they've been on the road 2 straight years. I think they open at home, and I will even predict the game. The Browns. They open at home against the Browns.
Against the Browns.
Yep. All right. Leave your lock, audience. Those of you that are listening and following us, we appreciate it. But leave your lock for the Bengals schedule release here. All right. Now we're going to move it on to trivia. Sam has the trivia this week. If you can answer the trivia, go ahead and put it in the comments, or if you're watching us live on YouTube or Facebook on Cincy Sports Scene, you can go ahead and write it in the chat there for us. All right, Sam, who do you got?
All right, so this was the scoreboard stumper from the Reds game on Saturday that we were at. So it's since 2000, players that have debuted since 2000. There are 4 that have collected at least 2,000 career hits and only played for one franchise.
Since 2000?
Since 2000.
There has been 4 players that have collected at least 2,000 hits and have played for only one franchise?
Only one franchise. Yep.
Let me see something. Let's see. Who did we play last week? Who did we play?
It was the Astros.
So the Astros, one team, 2,000 hits. Since 2000, huh?
Since 2000.
One team. No.
One of the guys is active and played in the game on Saturday.
That's what I was trying to think for the.
Yep. Astro.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has to be an Astro. I was trying to think who.
He's been there forever.
Altuve.
Yep. There you go. Altuve's the first one.
Yeah, Altuve. And then
I can't remember the 4th one. I'm trying to find it here real quick. But the other two that I can remember are both retired. One should also be obvious. Ties into the scoreboard. Why they chose that scoreboard stumper for the game. So
Votto, and then
3rd guy, American League Central. He's been retired for a couple years now. Actually, I think in the last 5 years, I think he went into the Hall of Fame. AL Central. Joe Mauer. Yep, Joe Mauer. And computer's not really working here. But
so we got one more, right?
Got one more, yep. I'm trying to remember who it was here.
When did Todd Helton? Was he before 2000?
He debuted too late or too early, yeah.
Early.
Before 2000.
Yeah. There's just not a whole lot of people that have played for one. Chipper Jones?
That issue is one team. He debuted before 2000.
Yeah, he did.
But when I saw it, I guessed Ichiro, but I was like, oh no, Ichiro played for the Marlins and Yankees at the end of his career.
That's right. And people, people that I'm thinking of, like Edgar Martinez. I mean, all these guys are before 2000. Yeah, too early. I don't know. Well, you'll find it, and we'll let you know next week that 4th one. But if you think you know it, if you were at the game on Sunday or Saturday, go ahead and let us know that you were at the game, and then you dropped that 4th answer for us here at Cincinnati Sports Scene on YouTube. All right. So before we get out of here, one final question, viewer question for you. What's your biggest fear about the Reds team right now? So go ahead, just drop that in to the comments. We'll read a few of them next week. And speaking of next week, stay tuned. We'll come to you Wednesday evening about 7:15 live on YouTube. So until then, for Sam, I'm Dave. Everybody, take care.